It is time to list the Miami Dolphins as Super Bowl contenders, and there's really no reason why they shouldn't be. 7-3 right now, going into the bye week, at the top of the AFC East. And it's arguably the best division in football right now, definitely close with the NFC East. But every single team in the AFC East is in the playoffs right now. Dolphins are the second seed in the AFC, only behind the Chiefs. And I think if I had to make a list of Super Bowl contenders, you throw the Chiefs in there. Sure, you can keep the Bills in there for now. You got to have the Vikings in there. Obviously, the Eagles. Maybe the 49ers. Probably not, though. Maybe the Ravens as well. But the Dolphins need to be in that conversation. If you want to throw the Ravens in there, the Dolphins came back from 21 down in the fourth quarter to beat them in week 2. Then just the week after, beat the Bills, who basically 80% of the world picked to win the Super Bowl and their quarterback to win MVP. And Josh Allen is leading the league in interceptions so far this season. And if you wanted to make some AFC power rankings, obviously I'd put Chiefs at 1, but I'm putting the Dolphins right at 2. I don't think there's any team that you can put over us in the AFC other than Kansas City. I can definitely see Miami winning the division. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to. After the bye week, they play the Texans, and then that very tough stretch, which we will really get to see whether the Dolphins are actually for real or not. 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Packers, Patriots, and Jets. And obviously, a couple of those games are in very cold weather, so that's where we really get to see if Tua is actually an elite quarterback or not. But so far this season, he's proved that he is. And right now, the MVP is probably Patrick Mahomes, but Tua is in second place. Definitely. Jalen Hurts, you can make an argument for it, but Tua is the definition of most valuable player. He's undefeated when he plays for the Dolphins. We're not counting that Bengals game. He's 7-0 when he plays, and the Dolphins are 0-3 when he doesn't. That is the definition of being the most valuable player in the NFL. Able to beat the Patriots, Ravens from down to 21, and then the Bills the next week. You're out for 3 straight games. You end up losing those 3 straight games. You come back, and now you're on a 4-game winning streak going into the bye. It's not a coincidence. Tua is an elite quarterback in the NFL. He's a top 5 quarterback, and I will argue that till the day I die. The Dolphins have been playing like a Super Bowl contender, and it's not only the offense, because I can go through the offense for days. The defense has finally stepped up. There hasn't been a game this season, basically, where the offense and defense plays well. In the Browns game, we finally saw that. The defense really stepped up, especially after that first drive. The offense was doing their thing, but it was up to the defense, and they stepped up to the challenge. They didn't score again until like the second, or late second, or even maybe the third quarter. But by that point, it was too late. The Dolphins already had like 40 points on the board. And not only do you have the best receiver in football and one of the best receivers in football with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, but you now have a running game. And Jeff Wilson is looking like a steal trading for him for a 5th-round pick. Raheem Mostert is really, he's kind of doing better than everyone thought he would. The injury-prone, news and stuff, he's not gotten injured once this season, which you love to see. The O-line was a big problem that I was very worried about, but the backups are playing better than the starters. You've one of the best tackles in the NFL, and Teron Armstead, one of the best centers, a top 5 guy who's been playing well this season, and Connor Williams. Robert Hunt's been playing really well, and now the backup for Liam Eichenberg, Robert Jones, he stepped up to the challenge. Versus Myles Garrett even, he played well. And Brandon Shell, who replaced Austin Jackson, he's looking like the starting guy, because Austin Jackson was active for the Browns game, and he didn't even play snaps. So it's looking like Brandon Shell and Robert Jones have starting jobs in the NFL, which you love to see considering that they're playing very well, protecting Tua. And what makes me upset is that this team could be so much better if it wasn't for all the injuries. I'm not going to use that as an excuse if we lose any type of game, but Emmanuel Ogba is now out for the season with the torn bicep, I think it was. Trey Flowers is out for the season. Byron Jones, we don't know what's up with him. I would love to get him back soon for some secondary help. Brandon Jones is out for the season. Nick Needham is out for the season. Trill Williams, I think, would have been a great player. He tore his ACL in preseason, so he was out for the season too. multiple injuries the Dolphins have been going through, not even to mention Tua Tagovailoa being out for those 3 games, we can easily be talking about an undefeated 10-0 Miami Dolphins team if it wasn't for that injury. But, I'm not going to go say all that, even though I just did. But there's really no reason why the Dolphins shouldn't be listed as a Super Bowl contender. Like I said, we're going to find out if this team is for real. With that tough stretch, starting with the Niners in a couple weeks, and then we'll find out if Tua is really that guy especially when the Dolphins go up to Buffalo in mid-December and play. There's supposed to be 3 to 6 feet of snow there just this weekend, so I can just imagine what it's going to be like in a couple of weeks in mid-December. But yeah, that's kind of going to wrap up. Basically just went on a rant for this one, but bottom line, the Dolphins are a Super Bowl contender. Tua is an MVP candidate. Terry probably isn't anymore because it's going to go to a quarterback in the end. But Tua's up there. He's second, only putting Mahomes over him. And he's a realistic chance to get that MVP award. Not only that, but get the Dolphins to the Super Bowl. But, hey, we're only at Week 10. We still got a long way to go. But it's looking like the Dolphins are finally going to be back in the playoffs since 2016, if I'm remembering correctly. And hopefully we can get a win for the first time since, 2001, if I'm remembering that correctly. Maybe it was 99, but I think it was 2001. That'll wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.